What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Boogie Reacts channel, guys. What's up? What's up? What's good? It's a nice evening, Monday afternoon, wherever you're watching from. We are back and we are live. Okay, we are back and we are live. Hold on, let me just change my camera real quick. I think I'm good though. All right, I'm good right there. You can just come to the front. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, I'm just gonna play this for the meantime. Um, Let me just see here. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about why black women hate black men dating white women. They don't like it. They don't like it when a brother wants to just do his own thing. We're gonna talk about the reasons why black men date white women. We're gonna talk about that because there's so many reasons that at least black men claim. There's so many reasons that at least black men claim they like white women. Oh, they like to date white women. Because honestly, I don't believe that most black men who date white women started off dating white women. You know, I don't believe that. I believe most black men who date white women start off trying to date black women, and one thing leads to the other. Maybe they don't like the experience, maybe they're not treated nicely. Whatever the reason, I honestly believe that, you know, there is there's a starting point where black men decide that, you know what, let me try dating white women. Unless like a black guy is born is raised by a white family, maybe he was an orphan, or he was, what do you want to call it, foster child, and then he grew up with white parents, something like that, and then he lives in a neighborhood where that is fully white. He only associates himself with white people more for the majority, because at the end of the day, most of us date people who we are surrounded by the environment, by the person who's next to you in your community. The same way you can see that white people are going to be dating other white people, that's because they grow up with those people. But once they find themselves surrounded by other people, they're going to end up dating those other people who are surrounded by them. So if a white person grows up in a white neighborhood, and then when they get older or they move, let's say age 20, they move and travel to a white neighborhood, even if they were dating white people, but then they are moved to live in a black neighborhood, and they associate on the daily basis with black people, they are going to end up they may grow attraction towards black people. So if it's a white man who has previously just been dating um white women, if he moves to an area that is majority black people, for the most part, he works with black people. If he goes to the grocery store, it's mostly black people who serve him, mostly black people in the store. you know for the most part, everywhere he goes is majority black people. Even if previously, in his previous years of life, he was dating white women, he may grow an affection, an attraction towards black women. So that's why I'm talking about that most people date people who they are surrounded by, the environment they live in, people they associate with on the daily basis. You feel me? So that's where I could see that. That's where I could maybe give you an excuse that, you know what, the reason this guy is dating white women is because he has always dated white women. But most black men who date white women and black men who have actually tried to date black women, but now they try to date white women. What do you guys think? Comment down below if you guys can hear me. I know there's just a few people in the chat for now, but if you can hear me, just comment down below in the comment section in the chat so you can let me know that you can hear me. I really, really, really appreciate that. But today we're gonna have a beautiful, beautiful conversation about why black women hate when black men date white women. And if you have any reasons, you can comment them down below in the comments. If you know why you think black women hate when black men date white women, not even just white women, it could be any other race of woman, even if it's not a white woman. Because black women, for some reason, believe they are the only ones black men should date. You know, but there's a big but. When a black woman decides to date a white man, when a black woman decides to date a Latino man, a Hispanic man, when a black woman decides to date any Asian man, a black man cannot say anything about it because remember, it's their preference. Don't forget that. They have a preference for who they want to date, but when it comes to black men, they expect you to only date them. In other words, they can have a preference, but you as a black man, you cannot have a preference. All right? So don't forget that part. That's the crazy part. That when it comes to a man's preferences, they make the preferences for you. They believe they can choose for a man who he should date, who he should get married to, who he should spend money on, how much money he should spend. They believe they have the preferences. They make the preferences for the black man. All right. So, but if you can hear me, just comment down below, guys. Just let me know that you can hear me because I'm not so sure. But for now, we're going to be having a good conversation today. Let me see. Feel free. And what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you can hear me, comment down below. We're going to have a fantastic conversation today. Some of you guys, black women, are telling you stop dating white women. They hate when you date white women. They believe you should only date them. They are making the rules for you. And if you date white women, you hate your mama because your mama is black. That's what they're saying. Can you guys hear me? Comment down below in the comments, in the chat, if you can hear me, man. Comment down below if you can hear me very nice and clear so we get to the show. And you can see the title of the video. You can see the title on your screen. We're going to be talking about reasons. I have so many reasons I believe black women hate the fact that some black men, are deciding to date white women. And also remember, right? For the most part, when black women are complaining that black men are dating white women, it's never for every black man. No, for the most part, they only complain when it's the rich black man who decides to date white women. So don't get that confused. It's never, oh my God, every black man is choosing to date a white woman. No, it's usually because the rich black man that they want has decided to date white women. That's when they have the biggest issue with it. It's not because every black man. So if you have the money, and black women know that you have the money, because if you have the money and they don't know, they don't care who you date because they don't know if you have the money. But every time a rich black man dates a white woman or even a Hispanic woman, Latina woman, Asian woman, any non-black woman, if a black man decides to date any black women have an issue with it because they always complain and say, why is he spending money in that community when he should be keeping the money in the black community? Which by that they mean you should be spending money on us. We deserve your money. We're not going to respect you. We're going to be, we're going to give you attitude. We're going to do everything not nice towards you, but you should spend your money on us. So yeah, you guys have to keep that in mind. So that's their biggest complaint, that black men are spending their money with other women and they should be spending it on black women. Do you guys face that? Have any of you guys in the chat dated white women or non-black women? Because we're going to be talking about the experiences as well, how you experience that, your relationships, if you have dated black women before, if you have dated white women, Hispanic women, it doesn't matter like which non-black women you have dated, but I would love to know what your experiences are like. Which one has given you the most peace? Because we're going to talk about most of the reasons black men choose to date non-black women, but I believe the biggest one usually is because of peace, right? Do you guys agree? Because of peace. Peace is the number one reason, right? Peace is the number one reason most black men claim they date white women, which, I mean, it's understandable. The same way when black women date non-black men, whether they date white men, they date Latino men, Asian men, they always claim the reason they're doing it because they couldn't find a black man who could treat them right. And they want the black man, because let's be honest, there are some black men who also complain. There's some One example is Dr. Umar. He's the biggest example I can give you. But there's definitely a number of black men who don't like black women dating other races of people. They also believe black women should only date black men. They believe that, right? Some black men, now it's not a big majority, because for the most part, men don't care which race of man a woman decides to date. Usually a man will only care which man a woman dates if the man also wanted that woman. But a man is not going to be walking on the street, see a black woman with a white woman, and he's not even attracted to her, he doesn't know her, and feel some type of way, feel some animosity, feel some hatred, and feel like, oh my God, how dare you be walking in the street with a white man? Most men don't have that feeling. Men only care about such things. Even then, the man won't be caring. Usually, men who complain about black women dating white men or Asian men, they usually have to know those women and they usually want to have those women. But you will find a black woman who doesn't want you, who rejected you, who called you all sorts of broken dusty, complain when she sees you with a white woman. I'm going to say that one more time. You will find that black women will complain when they find the guy that they rejected, the guy they don't care about, the guy that they hate, the guy that they call broken dusty. They can find the same guy they rejected dating a white woman, and they're gonna call him all sorts of things. Your mama black. Oh, you hate yourself. You hate your mama. How can you hate your skin color? This and that. So they will say all those things, you know. But for a man to have an issue with a black woman dating a white man, or for a black woman dating an Asian man, Most men only have an issue if they already wanted the woman. Like the guy has to actually want the woman to for him to complain about that for the most part, you know. But most guys don't care. I don't know many black men that care when a black woman is dating a white man. They don't care. Most black men don't care if black women are dating other races of men. That's the truth. If we're gonna be honest, most guys do not care. But let me know, guys, in the comments, what has been your experience when it comes to have you guys dated other races of women, and what has been usually even your family members, especially even when you if you guys have dated non-black women. I know some of you guys in the chat maybe have dated black women, maybe you have dated um Asian women, maybe you have dated um Hispanic, Spanish women, right? Women of different races. You will find that even the women in your own family will have an issue with it. The men in your family won't have an issue with it, but the women in your family will have an issue with it. If you want to be honest in the comments, if you can put in the comments, if you have dated a white woman and you took that white woman, your girlfriend, to introduce her to your family members, they had an issue with it, right? They had an issue with it. You could see, like, some of you, they may ask you why you're dating her. And if you dare tell them you're dating her because, you like to have peace, things like that, they don't like it. They're going to be asking you, how can you should date someone who looks like your mama? That's what they usually say, right? That's what they usually say. So they don't care about your preferences. They only care about what they care about. That's the issue. But when it comes to who they want to date, they can date whoever they want to date. They don't care what you got to say about it. You know? Comment down below. What do you guys think? We're going to get into it. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to get into the chat. I know I just started the stream. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to get in, and then we can get going. Guys, like the video when you come in. I really appreciate that. Like the video when you come in. Like the video, so that other people can see it when they come into the chat. All right. Okay. Welcome. So I'm about to start the reasons I believe that black women hate black men dating white women, because that's the topic for today. And if we're gonna be honest, the first one, the first one is gonna be, let me edit right here. They never taught to be man space. Right. So I believe the first one of the main reasons, because remember, we all know that then one or at least if you ask people around, if you ask men around, the main reason most guys say they date white women is because of peace. And what does peace mean? Obviously, peace means different things to every man. But in general, I believe peace means you go home, she doesn't nag you, she doesn't start random fights, because as men, we don't like to fight. You just want to come home to your woman, have a good time, no arguments, things like that. So that's peace, right? You go home, she maybe if you tell her to make you a sandwich, maybe if you tell her to cook you a meal, she doesn't argue and think it's slavery, you know, she doesn't shout. Like, let's say you do something she doesn't like, she she doesn't if you do something she doesn't like, she has a conversation with you. She doesn't, how would you say it? She doesn't argue about it. If you do something she doesn't like, she would just say, "Hey, babe, you did ABCD. I didn't like how you did this," because she knows how to have a conversation. So that's part of peace. When she's not going to be shouting, you guys can have a conversation without arguing. You feel me? And those are the things so many black men go through, starting with their own single moms, with their own mothers, starting with their own sisters in the house. So when a black man has been going through those arguments, bad communication, or every time they don't like something, they scream at him. They never like sit down just to talk to him. They're always complaining about something. Some black men get tired of that, you know? So I believe personally that that could be one of the main reasons, the peace. I believe that's the main reason. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying in the comments? Mark Cruz says, as a single bachelor that lives alone in peace, and the only boy with 4 sisters, I'm going to Colombia next month for a whole week. Yeah, I believe that's something men should do often, right? Because we see women traveling. Well, they claim they travel. They claim they put photos on Instagram, and it's like they travel every 3 to 5 business days, right? But I think more men need to travel, because I think most men are stuck in the headspace of their environment where they grew up, and they believe that's all they know, and that's all they should do. Most men obviously don't like to spend money like that. I don't like to spend money either, but when you fail to get what you want where you are, you may have to travel just to learn a thing or two. So Mark, you're definitely right. And Colombia, the only thing I'll have to say, when the stories I've heard from Colombia, you just gotta be careful, especially with your drinks. You don't want to be dragged or things like that. And just move. If you know people already there, then that will be even helpful. If you know people down in Colombia, that will definitely help you, so you don't try to run into the wrong people. But definitely traveling is one thing, and then you have to you have to make sure you're not very, very thirsty, because my I've not been to Colombia, but the stories and the videos and what people say about Colombia, they say if you think you've seen beautiful women in your own city, in your own town, once you go to Colombia, you're gonna lose your mind. So that means, yeah, you should make sure you're not very, very thirsty. That's why you see guys, they go to Colombia, they lose it all because they have never seen such beauty in one. Like, you turn here, you see a beautiful woman, you turn, there's a beautiful woman, like, you're gonna be like this. So you have to make sure you're not as thirsty. But I definitely agree. I think traveling is one of the things some men are doing now, because it's like, if around me It may even you may even have to just switch cities or even towns, because some men grow up in the same town, same environment, same radius, and they never move. All they know are the same, women, the same type of women, the same relationship and dating culture that they know. But I agree, dating and moving around is definitely something men need to do, because you don't know what you don't know. But once you travel, and then, because I can guarantee you right now, right, Mark, once you come back from Colombia and you see all the beauty, I can guarantee you will never be as thirsty for the women where you live as you are now. Once you go to Colombia and you have a good experience with women out there, the femininity, their submissiveness, the niceness, because let's be honest, one of the reasons, like I said, the black men try to date white women or even women of other races is because they've never had a woman be nice to them. They've never had a woman their whole life of dating just do something nice. Some men have never even seen what it means for a woman to make a meal for you. When you have not told her, forget telling her, hey, can you cook something? Just imagine some men have never seen a woman cook a meal for them and bring it to them when they haven't told her to do so. You know that thing of breakfast in bed? Usually these days, women want breakfast in bed. They expect the guy to wake up, to buy the food, make breakfast for them, and if he's not buying the food, they expect you to actually get Uber Eats or DoorDash. So some guys have never had breakfast in bed from a woman. So sometimes you need to travel to see those kinds of things. So that's what I'm saying. Like once you go to Colombia and you come back and you have a good experience in Colombia, I can guarantee you 1,000% you're never going to be thirsty for the women in your town, in your hometown. I can guarantee you. All right. So Mark says staying single is men's best option. So I'm going overseas to get better pleased and meet real fit feminine women with no weave. Yeah, the good thing is that you say you don't drink or smoke. So that's good. The fact that you don't drink or smoke, that's already a good thing. But you may even order water. So you have to make sure once you order water, you don't leave it, just out there for people to try and do something to your water to drag you, things like that. But I can guarantee you, man, once you come from Colombia, if you do have a good experience, because I see videos of guys who, shout out to, I think it's Austin Holloman. He went to Brazil, and that man said, "I'm not, I'm never returning to America." The man went experience fit, feminine women, beautiful women, and his whole entire life changed. And this is what I'm saying, man. You're gonna go to Colombia. You're gonna have a good experience with women. You're gonna meet real kind women, not because they want money from you, not because they think you're 7 feet tall, so they will be nice to you, not because you're a celebrity. They're just gonna be nice to you because they are naturally nice people. They are naturally kind women. And then you're gonna come back and you're gonna come back and you're like, oh shit, no, hell no. And then you're gonna be more motivated to make more money to travel again. You feel me? So I think it's gonna be a little bit of motivation, especially if like the experience you've been having hasn't been good with women, you know. All right. Mark says, I live in Pennsylvania, and the guy that I'm going with has been there for over 10 years. Yeah, that's good. If you've been there for that long, if he has been there for that long, he's going to be very helpful. It's always good to go to a city and like the person knows, so you don't look like a real stranger, because then they will sniff you out. If you go to a place and you look really new, you're going to be lost. You're going to be asking for directions. You're going to be asking people for where to go. Though even then, that would be a good experience, because you get to learn how to move if you are picked and dropped in a place where you've never been. So that would definitely be something to look forward to. I bet. I mean, I'll be waiting for you to come back to tell us what's going on and your experience, because I know it's going to be for me the only the only thing I'm worried for you, because I believe the moment you get that experience of a beautiful feminine woman, that you don't have to give money. Like, she's not going to ask you for a cash app of $300. She's not going to ask you to take her to a $300 dinner date. And she's being nice to you because that's who she is. Because don't get me wrong, in America, you will find women who will be nice to you. But to find a woman who's beautiful and who's going to be nice to you at the same time, naturally nice, and you don't even have to spend money like that, that's very rare to find. To find a beautiful woman who's also nice, yeah, that's almost impossible to find. You have to spend some money. Either you have to spend some money. I'm talking about gorgeous woman like Colombia. You know how those Latinas down there can be very good looking, long black hair. Even the dark skinned ones, they be like those nice afros, just in shape. I think that's the first thing that's gonna be shock you, because I've heard everywhere you turn, it's very rare. They're there, but it's rare to find women completely overweight. Because I'm sure you see it in the streets of PA everywhere, and you're used to the fact that the women you find, most of them are overweight. You see it on the daily. You feel me? So I know the moment you go down there, the first thing that's gonna shock you, I believe. Now I'm trying to live in your future, right? I believe the first 2 days you're gonna be seeing so many beautiful women, and you're just gonna be turning around, turning your head. And then once they're nice to you, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't know women could just be nice, naturally nice to you without needing you to spend money. So I know that's gonna shock you as well, for sure, right? And then he says, the best looking women in the United States is Florida. Yeah, that's because they have different cultures, especially Miami. So you have all types of South Americans in Florida. So you have the Colombians, you have the Brazilians, you have the Cubans, Venezuelans, you have all types of, cultures. You have Haitians there as well. Um, oh, you're black and Puerto Rican. Okay, so you can even speak Spanish, I guess. I hope you can speak it. If you can speak Spanish, then you're definitely going to be balling in Colombia. But I have my reasons why I believe. I was talking about the main reasons I believe women, um the main reason. Oh, I got my boy in the chat. Hold on, I gotta show Jarvis. What's up, man? I be seeing you in my comment section of my videos, man. I just want to thank you for your support, bro. I'm always seeing you, always like the first one, or you always leave a good comment. Jervis, shout out to you, bro. Jervis says 6 of my coworkers go to Colombia every year. I see the pics and videos. They have a good time. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, what's good, Jervis? Yeah, but today we're going to be talking about reasons why black women hate black men dating white women. Now, I know I said white women, but for the majority of the time, they hate a black man dating any non-black women. So she could be Asian, she could be Latina, she could be yellow, she could be blue. If she's non-black, they're gonna have an issue with it. And I believe the number one reason, you see on the screen is because black women were never taught to be a man's piece, and we know most black men talk about the fact that they don't get peace from black women. But if she was never taught to be the importance of peace to a man, she's going to look at it like you're nagging her. She's going to be the one nagging you. So for men, peace is don't nag me, don't start arguments, because they like to start fights, right? Well, especially if you're like kind of like an introverted guy like me, you don't talk too much. Now, obviously, I'm on YouTube, so I gotta talk. But usually in my day-to-day life, I don't talk like that. Like, you keep to yourself, you don't talk too much, you don't have like drama. She's gonna be with you, and she's like, why can't Boogie talk? Why doesn't he talk? Why does it like drama? So she's just gonna find anything to start like drama, start like a fight. You come back home, you go out, everything. Have you guys been with a woman? You hang out with a woman, everything is going so well, then out of the blue, she may either start a fight of something you guys had like 2 weeks ago, or she may think you looked at a girl that you didn't even look at, or she may say she doesn't want to go to the place that you guys already planned to go to. So they will find every excuse to start a fight. And you're thinking, I thought we were going to have a good time. And then she starts a random fight. So that's what most guys talk about when it comes to peace. It's like men don't want to be nagged, especially if they're doing their job, they're providing, they're protecting, they're trying to do the best they can do. Some women want to find every reason to mess up your peace. Even guys who like to play video games. I'm not a video game kind of guy anymore. But some guys say they will be playing video games, just minding their business, and then here comes the girl just starting a fight. Oh, why are you playing video games? Oh, doing something just to make sure he's not at peace. So that's one of the reasons guys are like, you know what? I've been dating black women for peace for all these years. And then they date a white woman who lets them do their thing, doesn't nag them. And they're like, I'm never going back. You know, the whole thing, if you go black, you never go back. Some black men date white women and they're like, never again, because it's something new. Because you can imagine some guys see the nagging and the arguments, the ratchetness, the loudness, the chaos. They see it in their own homes with their sisters, with their single moms. So they have been seeing it for all these years growing up. Once he dates a white woman and it's a whole new experience, he's like, oh shit. I didn't know I could date a woman and we don't have to be in an argument for a whole month. You know? Yeah, it's true, guys. Like some guys that it doesn't even, like I said, it doesn't have to be a white woman, but a guy will date black women and he knows, because sometimes you are not toxic as a guy, but because all the women you've been dating love toxicity, it's going to become part of you. Because remember, the more time you spend with someone, you start picking up on some of their habits. So if you date a woman who likes to argue, chances are even your next relationship, you are going to bring some of that energy and bring it to the next woman. Even if she doesn't like to argue, you're going to start arguing because your ex-girlfriend kind of messed up your mind to think that relationships mean arguments. Every time you don't like something, you raise your voice. Every time you get emotional. Because women, guys, if you're not careful, like women have a weird way of getting you to behave like them. Like you have to pay very, very you have to pay very, very high attention. You have to be very, very alert, especially when it's arguments and things like that. Because have you ever found yourself like a woman can start an argument with you on this level, right? It's like, oh my god, yeah, and you're still cool. Hey, babe, can we just have a normal conversation? And then she'll keep going, because you know why she keeps going? It's because she wants you to raise to her level. Before you know it, you started the conversation trying to just have a normal discussion, debate, whatever it is, and then before you know it, you find yourself screaming and raising your voice the same level as hers. And if you don't pay attention to that, that's the energy I'm talking about. They have a way of bringing you in onto their level and changing their energy with you. So you got to be careful. So that's the piece I'm talking about. And once a guy dates a white woman, Latina woman, now I've heard some stories about Latina women that they're also crazy and they like arguments like that. But you may find one who grew up with two parents and there was no chaos in the house. But if you date a woman, it could even be another black woman. If you've been in toxic argument types of relationships your whole life, right? The moment you date a woman who doesn't have that, it's night and day difference. I'm telling you. So I find it very hard to believe that a black man who has been dating all these black women and he never finds peace with them. Finally, that's a white woman, finds some peace, and then he comes back to black women again. Like, it's gonna be very hard. He would literally need to find a unicorn. God will literally have to tell him that, hey, listen, this black woman, she's never going to argue with you. She's going to be like the white woman. That's why yesterday on the live stream, I said that all the men who date all the black men who date white women, if God could tell them, hey, listen, the white woman you're dating, is she peaceful? The guy will say yes. Is she good to you? Yes. Does she respect you? Yes. How about I turn her into a black woman? Most guys will be like, okay, oh, it's okay, God. Yeah, as long as she's still going to be nice to me, you know. Mark says, Boogie, it's best to have peace than to deal with a woman with some toxic chicks. Yeah, Mark, I agree, but most guys don't learn. In fact, I'm going to say some guys don't learn that they need peace because they grew up in a house where they are a single mom, especially if they grew up in a single mother household. The mom was talking to them like that. So now they have been conditioned to believe that a relationship between a man and a woman has to be one where you're fighting all the time, you're arguing all the time, you're going back and forth because their mom used to do the same thing. So now they grow up, they start to date women, and then that's the same thing that happens, right? Back and forth, arguments. So some guys don't even know. They think arguing with women and the toxicity of relationship is how it's supposed to be. But the moment he dates a woman who doesn't do those sorts of things, he can never go back. Because I believe every man likes peace. Whether he knows it or not, the moment you get a taste of a peace of mind, because once a man has peace, I believe you get focused. You can't, for example, right? Let's say you're planning to go to the gym. You come home at 5 p.m. Let's say you live with your girl, right? You come home at 5 p.m. You're planning to go to the gym. And then you get home and this your woman starts to fight with you, starts some argument out of the blue. You are not going to be the same. You are not going to have the same emotional capacity and the same energy to go to the gym. You're going to find yourself losing motivation. Like not having peace and having that toxicity makes you lose focus from the things you're supposed to do. That's why most when you hear a guy saying I want peace, men talking about I want peace, some guys just say it because they don't understand really what it does to them. But when you have a peace of mind, you focus on your goals. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. But when you have all that toxicity, arguing all the time, that kind of bad energy, you lose motivation for whatever you have to do. So yes, I agree, Mark. To have peace with a woman is key, but you have to learn that as a man. Some guys don't get to learn it. Jervis says, I've never seen a video about white women complaining dating broke black men. Are the white women better money managers? So the couple always have money. With black women, it's buy this, you need that. I agree. That's something else. But it also depends. But it depends. But at least from experience and from the experiences of most guys that date white women, I've never had a guy who has dated a white woman complaining when it comes to the money or saying she told him to take her to a $500 dinner date. There's so many videos on social media of men talking, even women say it themselves. I've seen thousands of videos of black women talking about how much money a man should spend on a first date. So they have all these expectations of a man on a first date, right? But I've not seen as many videos of white women stating how much money a man should spend on a first date. Are they there? Yeah. But I'm talking about in terms of volume. Like, so Jervis is right. I've not seen videos of white women talking about if a man doesn't spend this much money on you, he doesn't care about you. A real man should spend money on you. I've not seen those videos. And I've also not seen videos of black men complaining that they have to spend so much on dates for women who ghost them on the first dinner dates and things like that. But I've not seen videos of black men who date white women, you know, complaining about having to spend so much money on them or how much money they spent on them on the first date. In fact, sometimes those black men who date white women claim the women were willing to pay for the first date. Like they wanted to at least, they offered to pay. But how many times have you guys gone on a date with a black woman and she offered to pay? And she genuinely offered to pay. Or maybe you go in the first date, you go for dinner, and then you guys go somewhere else, maybe to get like dessert, like ice cream, and she offered to get the ice cream. No, they believe you're supposed to pay for everything. But black men always say when they go out with white women, he will pay for the dinner, and then she'll be like, oh, let's go get ice cream. And then she's willing to pay for it, not forced. And then she doesn't ghost him. Because after that, if you want to be ghosted so quick by a black woman, try to make her pay or go 50-50 on the first date. Or if not, if she offers to pay and you don't stop her, she will still ghost you. And then you're like, you offered to pay. Why should I stop you? Because if I don't stop you, you're going to ghost me. But then if you try to pay, I'm trying to respect the fact that you're an independent woman with money. And then still you're going to ghost me because I let you pay. So it's confusing. So I agree. Mark Cruz says, a lot of women are shaming me for going to Colombia. Why did you even tell them, man? Why did you tell them that you're going to Colombia? That's what I'm saying. Like, it even goes back to the point I have the point right here. Let me put it on the screen. Black women believe that black men should be miserable with them. They believe right here. You see that? This is what I was saying. Hold on. They believe they want you to be miserable with them. They would rather black men are miserable rather than. So yes, Mark Cruz, you shouldn't have told them that you're going to Colombia. Because some black women, I know I keep saying black women, obviously not all, but some black women, even if not majority, believe that a black man should accept them and be miserable with them rather than date other women, other races of women. They want you to be miserable with them. They would rather you die single. They would rather you jerk off. They would rather you beg them. They would rather you deal with their bad attitude rather than seeing you happy with a Hispanic woman, with a white woman, with an Asian woman. They don't like to see you happy. They would rather that. That's the crazy part. Like that shit is crazy to me. But for them, they prefer. In fact, they always say it. I don't want to settle with a broke guy. So for them, they want what's best for them. But so they will have their preferences. But when it comes to you, they would rather you suffer with them. In fact, they would rather you suffer rather than see you happy. You feel me? So if she decides to date a white man, if a black woman decides to date a white man, she wants you to clap for her. Yay! You deserve it, girl. You deserve a rich white man. But for you as a black man, if you get a white woman and you say, I'm getting her because, she's peaceful, she's nice to me, she can cook a meal, she'll never be like, yay, you deserve it, black man. Go where you're appreciated. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. That can never happen. You feel me? So it's just the double standards. That's what I'm saying. They would rather see you suffer than see you happy. Like she would rather you jerk off rather than getting a woman who's not black. But when it comes to them, that's why you see them always complaining about the athletes getting white women, but they never complain about black women like Serena Williams getting white men, marrying them. You never see. Have you ever seen? I want you to show me evidence of a big number of black women complaining when other black women get white men or Asian men. Oh no, they never complain. Because remember, it's a sisterhood. They support each other, which is obviously something men lack, but they support each other. Because the reason they support each other, because they are hoping if they also ever want to get a man who's not black, they're hoping the sisterhood will support them. You feel me? So trust me, they want you to suffer just like them. So if she has failed to find a rich man, that's her standard. If she has failed to find a man on her level as they claim, if she doesn't want to settle like they claim, and she's alone, she would rather you also die alone or suffer alone rather than find a woman, a non-black woman who's going to make you happy. So that's why I'm saying, like, they would rather see you miserable like them. They would rather you don't get your preference. So when she says, I want a rich man, that's my preference, a rich man, a provider man, a protector, right? She wants you to respect her preference. But if you say, I want a peaceful woman, and you find a peaceful woman who's non-black, oh my God, they're gonna eat you alive. And I believe, right? I believe that's why, like, black men who date white women, they never pull out their phones to talk about it on social media because they know what the comments are gonna be. Like, you will see, I've seen like vlogs and YouTube videos and Instagram reels of black women with their white husbands, and they get tons of views. They get like so much engagement, obviously, usually from other women, right? Because other women, whether they're jealous, supportive, whatever the reason, they support such channels. When a black woman has a channel, a video TikTok account with a white man, they get supported. But when it's a black man with a white woman, try to go through the comments. Oh, you hate your mama. Your mama is black. Things like that. So that's why black men these days who date white women or even date non-black women, you never see them too much going on social media and trying to talk about it because they know majority of comments are going to be haters and majority of them are going to be black women. So that's a double standard. Even Dr. Umar himself, when he talks about um you know dating black women and dating non-white women, he never talks about black women dating non-black men as much as he talks about it when black men date non-black women. Even Dr. Umar, who's Pan-Africanist and Black Power and all that, even the women who scream Black Power and all this don't have an issue getting themselves a white man. The women who scream Black Power, right? If you gave them a choice, would you rather marry an average black man or would you rather marry a rich white man? And they scream Black Power, they would go with a rich white man. I 100% guarantee you that. You see the ones who scream Black Power and this and that, that BS, right? They would choose a rich white man over a bus driving black man. They would choose the white man just like that. And that's the truth. So I believe one of the reasons black women hate black men dating white women is because they want you to suffer. They don't want to see you happy. But for them, once they get the rich guy that they want, they will expect you to be happy for them. Jervis says they won't settle for a broke guy, but get pregnant by broke. No, they won't settle for a broke guy, but get pregnant by broke guys. Please make it sense. Yeah, because they believe Jervis will serve them in 10 years' time. The reason they don't mind having babies with a broke guy is because they know there are people like Jervis who may come and serve them in 10 years' time. I know Jervis, I'm just kidding. But that's why they do that. For example, as a man, we wouldn't be dying to make money if we believed for sure that there's a woman who will want us just for us without the money. And that's why you see so many guys struggle to to terms with the fact that women will only like you if you can provide something. And usually that something is the resources. Resources is money. Men struggle to believe and just accept the truth that even your mama, if you can't give anything to your mama, she's never going to respect you like that. She will love you because you're the son, right? But she will never respect you like that if you're the broke son. If you have a brother and he makes more money than you, I can guarantee you, your mama checks on your brother more than she checks on you. That is 100% facts. Even your mama will love you more if she knows you have money and you're willing to spend on it. Because if you have money and you're not willing to spend on your mama, she's gonna hate you for it. She's gonna say, "Oh my God, what type of son are you who doesn't take care of his mama?" Right? Why do you think all these athletes they like to buy houses for their mamas and shit like that? Because they know the mama's love is based on what they're going to be able to provide for the mama. So this all BS, oh, your mama will love you unconditionally. No, even your mama is going to love you if you can provide something for her. So what do you think a strange woman is going to do? She's obviously going to expect you to provide something. So most men struggle with that. That's what, because they are hoping that one day they're going to find a woman who's going to love them for them. Even all these stories that you see, oh my God, they were together since high school. I met him with no money and now we're still together. Yeah, she met you with no money. That means she liked you because you are either tall, smooth talker, or she's so potential. Nobody ever talks about that. She's so potential of what? Potential of money, of you earning money. So she saw something. But let's say the way she met you 10 years ago and you're struggling to find a job to stay on the job is the same way you are 10 years later, I can guarantee you she's not staying. And that's 100% facts. So, yes, most guys struggle with the fact that all women want you to provide something. And usually that something is money. Now, does it mean she doesn't want you to be a good man and character and respectful? Yeah, she wants those things. But she will pick a rich guy who doesn't have character. Why do you think men like Elon Musk, even when people say they're not good people, he still has baby mamas, new baby mamas every 3 to 5 business days? Elon Musk has a new baby mama. You don't think those women care about character and shit like that? Ask yourself this. If they put Elon Musk on the line and they put you, would most women choose you? And let's say you go to church 7 days a week, you've never committed a crime, you respect people, you feed the homeless, but you're broke. And then we put Elon Musk, who fires people, who doesn't care, but he's a billionaire. Do you think most women will choose to have babies with you, or will they rather choose to have babies with a billionaire who doesn't respect people? The answer is simple. So I think most guys struggle to come to terms with the fact that, women are going to want you if you can provide something. And eventually, if you can't provide something, it's a ticking time bomb. It's just a matter of time. You feel me? It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? So personally, I've come to terms with that. Now, obviously, it took me some time, as we all know, because of the Disney fantasy and movies we watch. In the movies, for some reason, in movies, they depict it like as if every woman wants a man for him. She loves him because she loves him because for him, and it's unconditional love. They never really show the true nature of relationships between men and women. They like to paint it, because I believe if they showed the true nature of women in movies, those movies probably wouldn't sell. First of all, women wouldn't go to watch those movies, and we know most guys go to movies because their women tell them to go on movie dates, right? Most guys would rather watch the movie at home. So those movies wouldn't make money. But also, if they showed the true nature, guys also wouldn't go, because guys also don't like the truth, So that's what I'm saying. Even your mama is going to want you only if you can provide something for her. If you don't believe me, if you've been helping your mama out, start saying no. when she asks you for something. Then you will see if she really loves you. You know, Mark says, I sent you two TikTok videos to your IG. All right, Mark, I'm going to check those out. I should be recording a few videos in a couple of days. I think in a day or two, I'll be recording videos. So I'll check those out. Jarvis says, uh, Jarvis saying, now you speak the truth. A lot of baby mamas on the East Coast. Yeah, yeah. All right, Jarvis says, let's see what Jarvis says. All right, the broke factor. Single women are broker than single men. Okay. A single man with no bills or a woman is really doing good in the economy. A single man with no bills. Did you mean a single man with no bills? Oh, you're saying a single man who has no bills and has no woman is doing good. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Single men are like single men. Now, the only single men who are complaining are the ones who crave for love. That's what I believe. The only men who are complaining are the ones who are craving for a woman's touch, a woman's attention, a woman's love. Those who are, craving for intimacy with a woman. Those are the guys who are complaining. But guys who are single right now and they don't have bills, they are not complaining. You know, I believe once a man really learns, how much he has to spend on a woman, because for some reason, men think that relationships are free. And I learned this from CGA, man. Relationships are not free. I don't care if you're not like in Las Vegas, literally paying money to get some punani. But if you're in a relationship, you're paying. In relationship, you're paying with your time. You know, you're paying with the emotions. You're paying with the arguments. You're paying with having to, forego your plans. Because sometimes you're in a relationship, you can't just make your own plans. When you're in a relationship, all the plans you make for yourself, you have to involve your woman. So you cannot just say, oh, I'm just going to do this all week without talking to her or without, trying to see her. You're going to find yourself, she's going to be calling, hey, Boogie, when am I going to see you? So now if you made plans with your boys, now you have to cancel those plans. Otherwise, it's probably going to be the end of the relationship, because we know they easily end relationships. Oh, you don't want to see me, relationship is over. Because she has John, she has a couple of men that want her. So when you're in a relationship as a man, you have to be ready to sacrifice part of yourself, which obviously it's a relationship, it's a give and take. But I think most guys get into relationships and they haven't really realized the fact that they're going to be sacrificing a lot in relationships, right? So yeah, relationships are hard work. But as a man, you have to realize, do I really want to put this much work, this much effort, money, calls? Because these days women believe you're supposed to call them in the morning, call them lunchtime, or text, right? FaceTime, whatever it is. Call them before they go to bed. And if you don't, and if you miss one of those, she's going to say you don't like her. And you know the reason she's saying that? Because there is a guy out there who's willing to be on the phone with her for 2 hours. So they believe if you're not, giving her that much attention, you don't like her. It's crazy, I know, but that's the current dating scene we're in right now. So as a man, you have to sacrifice for relationships. All right, Jervis says if he makes 100,000 a year, even if he makes less, he could still do it. Mark says the Pookies and Rares are still winning in the US because I know a lot of broke men over 6 feet in shape with some beautiful professional women. Yeah, Mark, I actually disagree. The Pookies and Rares win for the time being. They don't win all the time. Give it 10 years, because there's only one. There are a few ways this ends. The Pookies are either going to be in jail, they're going to be broke forever because, they don't have stable income, or they're going to be dead. Those are only three choices. They're either going to be in jail, they're going to be dead because of crime, or someone kills them, or they try to, whatever it is, they're probably going to be in jail, dead, or they're always going to be broke. So, yeah, for now, it seems like they're winning because they have the women that you want, but you probably don't even want the women that want the Pookies. Because once they go to the Pookies, have babies with Pookies, and then in 10 years' time, they want Mark because Mark has earned his money and bought a nice car and has a house, bought a house, and he's child free. They're going to look at you like, oh my God, now Mark, now I know my worth. Oh my God, Pookie, my Pookie baby daddy, he didn't treat me right. Now it's Mark's turn to treat me right. And that's where the whole nice guys finish last. So if Mark is a dummy and he's like, oh my God, I like Sharon, I liked Keisha 10 years ago. She was such a body. Okay, but even if she has 5 kids from Pookie, I should give her a chance. Even if she has gained a couple weights, 50, 100 pounds, I should give her a chance because, it's up to you as the nice guy 10 years later to be like, no, you didn't want me then. You wanted Pookie. Stay with Pookie. That's what I'm saying. That Pookies are winning for now. But think about 10, 15 years from now. Are they still going to be winning? How? They're winning because you think they're winning because they have the women that you want right now, but they're not really winning. They're cheating the system, but eventually it catches up. Eventually, the women are going to outgrow the Pookies. Now, it's on you to think, okay, now that she has outgrown the Pookie, should I still stay with her? That's on you. That's your choice as a man. If you ask me, I'll be like, you better not go for it because now you have to feed Pookie's kids. And remember, Pookie's kids are not going to listen to you because they didn't have a father in the house to tell them to shut up. So the moment you tell them to shut up, just because you pay their bills, they're going to say, you're not my daddy, you know. And if the mom was always interested in Pookies, doesn't mean that when she comes with you, now she's changed. Now she's never gonna want Pookies again. If she wanted Pookies before, just because she's 45 now doesn't mean she doesn't want Pookies. If Pookie had the stability that you want, she would still be with him. Which means if she runs into a Pookie who's changed his life, now he has a stable income, she's probably gonna cheat with a Pookie and leave you alone. So if you want her just because unlike most guys, for me personally, I believe they still most women, if they keep in shape, they're still gonna look good at 45, even sometimes 50 these days. We see that, right? So if you're still going to want her just because she still looks good, that's on you. But if she has 5 kids from Boogie, you're gonna be paying for my kids. And obviously, who don't want a man to pay for his kids, right? You're saving me the job. I don't have to do the work. So yes, I disagree. Pookies are not winning. Not at all, honestly. Not at all. Especially if it's not long term. You know. Jervis says, time, energy, money, a man can't get that back if it's wasted. Facts. Energy, man. We cry about time, we cry about money as well. But I think energy, man. Energy. Because do you know that you can get into a fight with a man? Because usually fights with a man, it's either you guys are gonna fight it out physically, or you're gonna exchange a few words, and that's the end of it. But once you get into a fight with your woman, right, and this is you're in a relationship, that's always gonna be stuck with you. So that bad energy, no, I don't want that in my life, man. At least not for me. Like I don't like that bad energy. It messes me up. Like I said, I lose focus. You're always the mental stress is too much. Mark says no man should protect or provide for any woman that's not his bride. Well, you have to protect and provide for your mama. Because let's be honest, most of our mamas don't have husbands. So you're gonna still be a good son. Now, if your mama is disrespectful, that's one thing. But you know, if your mama is nice to you and she did the best she could, You're gonna have to provide and protect for her. That's why sometimes mamas don't like when their sons get women, because they know all the money you've been spending on her, all the time you've been giving her. Now you're going to be spending it with your woman. That's why I guess they call that son husbands. That's why mamas don't like when their sons get women. And that's why, especially when she's drop dead gorgeous and she can tell that you really like the woman, oh, she's going to be hating your woman. Oh my gosh, she's going to be like, oh, she's not good for you, all this and that. Because now all the money you've been spending on her, she knows you're going to be spending it on the new woman. So she's going to have a big, big issue with that. So it's up to you as a man to put some boundaries, you know, and be like, hey, mom, I still care about you, but this is my woman now. Now, sometimes she could be right that your woman is full of shit, you know, because women can easily tell when they see another woman if she's full of shit, she's a liar, you know, manipulative, she's a scammer, whatever, she's a fraud, she's a lie, whatever. We other women can easily see each other, and that's why they like to protect themselves. That's why the sisterhood, you know, exists, because they know once they are the ones doing some BS, they are wishing and hoping other women will protect them. You feel me? So, Mark says, you are 100% of the bad boys. You're not responsible at all. Yeah, you're not responsible for the bad boys' kids. Jervis, most women today will not pass an STD test if you would get married in 2 weeks. Yeah, STD rates are kind of high these days, man. So you got to be careful. It's either you abstaining, you know, and being very strict with condoms. But if we're gonna be honest, man, if you have had raw sex, you know how hard to have to put that thing on. So you have to be very careful. And some women don't even tell you that you gotta put in a condom because they're so used to having raw sex they don't care. Some women don't even like condoms. Some guys have said they have pulled out the condoms and the woman is like, no, not anymore. I don't want it anymore. And you're like, what? She's like, no, you don't trust me? Why are you putting on a condom? Crazy, I know, but it happens. Right? It's like you pull out a condom and she's like, no, I don't want it anymore. Because she's used to get going gross. Now, some claim they are allergic to the condoms, maybe, but for some of them, they think they see you as a red flag, and you're wondering why is it a red flag that I'm trying to protect me and protect you? She's gonna look at it like, why are you being too cautious? Because you don't have, because the bad boy is not going to pull out the condom. The bad boy is going to go raw, maybe give a couple kids, right? Bad boys don't care about all those things. And that's why I was telling Mark that bad boys don't really win. In that situation where you, the good guy, you're trying to be responsible, you're getting a condom out, you know, you don't want to get her pregnant, you don't want to make sure you both of you are safe, no STDs. She's used to the bad boys just, you know, getting it in, no condoms needed. And now you, the good guy, you're coming, pulling out a condom. She's gonna think you're lame. You're gonna be like, what kind of guy is this? Why is he using a condom? You know? So yeah, STDs, and that's where STDs come from. You gotta be completely vigilant, you know. So you have to make a choice. Because like I said, I honestly believe 80 to 90% of women don't ask for condoms because they don't care for them. That's number one. Number two, they don't mind, because being a single mom these days is not a big issue. It's not shamed, so they don't care if they're going to be single moms anymore. So they'll just put you in child support, whatever it is, right? Number three, they believe that if you try to use a condom, you don't trust her. So she's going to be like, oh, you don't trust me? So it's going to be a turnoff for her, right? But I also believe the majority who are going to ask you to get a condom, sometimes they're saying it to make it seem like they did ask you, but it's not because they want you to actually get the condom. They're just saying it. And that's why some of them claim, oh no, I told him to put a condom, but he said no. That's because she really didn't want it. And sometimes you may even put it on and she'll be the one to put it off. Guys say this all the time. That I put on the condom and then in the middle of it, she put it out. She pulled it off saying she couldn't feel me. So she pulled off the condom. They say this all the time. So you gotta be careful if you don't want to be a baby daddy out here. Because now you're worried about the STDs, and then you gotta be worried about being a baby daddy. Because they don't care. They'll be a single mom. They don't care. They fear marriage more than they fear becoming a single mom. Crazy, I know. Like marriage can be ended. You can get married today and get divorced tomorrow, and that's the end of it. But if you have a baby today, okay, you're gonna have a baby for the next 18 years. But they fear marriage more than they fear becoming a single mom. I know it's crazy. It doesn't make sense to me either. But that's the world we live in right now. All right. Let's see. Merck says, I'm not dating no single moms because it's a thankless job. Besides, if you're not that man that dropped the cream, you should be the one to provide. You should not be the one to provide. So never a simp. I agree. It's a thankless job. Now I've seen some videos of guys claiming that you know what, oh, I'm a single dad. I love it so much. It gives me a sense of responsibility for taking care of kids who are not mine. But they never ask themselves, would that woman give them a chance if she didn't have kids? So when she didn't have kids, how come she didn't give you a chance? Would she ever give you a chance if she had no kids? Would she choose you over other men? And usually the answer is no. So as a man, if you're gonna be, I mean, men can do whatever they want, but you gotta ask yourself a few questions. Number one, will the kids respect you? Probably not. Number two, especially if they're grown, because they're gonna be talking about, oh, you know, my daddy. We know how people raise their kids these days. These days parents let their kids talk to them like they're brothers and sisters together, or they're best of friends. So the kids disrespect their parents. So if the kid can disrespect the mom in front of you, you think you're gonna be the kid is ever gonna respect you, and you're not the dad, right? And it's even worse if the dad is really active in their lives. So whatever you do, you're literally doing it in forms of charity. Because I know some guys may try to want to be stepdads and provide for the kids to try to win the kids' affection, to try to be a captain stepdad, right? To build the bond, because they think if they build the bond with the kids, the mom will get to like them more. You've seen that where the guys who are trying to be stepdads try to do nice things for the kids, thinking if they do the nicest things for the kids, that the mom will love them more. But the mom is just happy that she now has two guys who can take care of their kids, which means she has to spend less. So let's say she's going to hang out with you. Now you got to pay for the babysitter. That's a bill she doesn't have to do, but you're also taking her out. So she wins double. You're paying for the babysitter and you're paying for the date. She's winning. And sometimes, let's be honest, some of them still get their chips clapped by the baby daddy. So that means she's getting two dicks. She's getting your dick and she's getting dick from the baby daddy. Because obviously she had it. If a woman has a kid with a guy one time, you best believe if she was willing to carry his baby for 9 months, what makes you think she can have sex with him again? Think. Like some guys don't think about that. She has a stronger bond with a baby daddy, a permanent bond with a baby daddy more than she has with you. She just met you, you're a stranger. She literally has a kid with this guy. Why do you think she's going to worship the ground you walk on? Why do you think she's going to listen to you more than the father of the kids? Right now, if he's in jail and is never coming out, if he's in a different state, if he's dead, but if he's active, you as the stepdad, you have to literally put in your mind yourself in a mind frame of, hey, listen, I'm just doing charity work. I'm doing God's work, and I don't expect to be repaid for it. I don't expect to be paid for it. But the issue is Guys who play stepdad, they go into the situations thinking they're doing the Lord's work and they need to be reimbursed and they need to be paid. And then when things go left, especially once they find out the woman is cheating with the baby daddy, then they become, oh my God, how could she do that? How could she not respect the fact that I was doing all these things for her kids and things like that? It's like, nigga, you should have known this from the beginning. Like, you should have known that they have a dad. You should have known that the bond she has with the baby daddy is stronger than you. She just met you, and we're not even talking about that. I don't know if this is true. So, for those of you guys who want to be stepdads, I don't know if this is true. I just heard this that if you happen to take care of a woman's kids and they grow a bond with you, maybe you live in the same house, especially if you live in the same house. It's different if you're not really living with them, you just see them every now and then. But if the kids grow to love you, you're in the same house, you pay their bills, you take them to school, you buy them gifts, things like that, and you guys break up, she can literally put you on child support for kids that don't belong to you in some states. I don't know, I can't confirm, but I've heard that you as the stepdad, she can put you on child support for kids that don't belong to you. So before you try to play stepdad, these are the things you need to think about. Most guys don't think about those things. And if I was a woman, I would probably do the same thing too. Especially, usually she's going to put you on child support because the baby daddy is not in the picture. He's a deadbeat. So she didn't put the baby daddy, the biological father of the kids, on child support, but she's putting you on child support because you're trying to be the hero stepdad of the year. Yeah, she's gonna put you on child support. And then we're not even talking about the fact that you have grown a bond with these kids, right? Because some of those kids, I'm gonna be honest, some of those kids could be good kids. You like them, you've grown a bond with them, you've been taking them to school, you play with them, you take them shopping. So some guys grow bonds with those kids, but it's like they forget those are not their kids. And usually this happens to guys who don't have kids. Because if you already have kids and you're getting involved with a stepmom, you're getting involved with a single mom, you have your own kids. So it's going to be very hard for you to grow a strong bond with kids, with her kids, because you have your own kids to take care of, right? So in that situation, it's going to be very hard for you to grow a strong bond unless they live in the same house with you and they're nice to you. But usually men who don't have kids tend to build a stronger bond with a woman's kids, with a single mom's kids, because they don't have kids of their own. So they start to play that fatherly figure. It comes out naturally. Because contrary to popular belief, men love kids. I love kids too, right? So it comes out naturally. And now you guys break up, you've grown a bond, but on top of breaking the bond with the kids, the mom hates your guts, the kids miss you, and then she puts you to pay child support for the kids that don't belong to you. Yeah, no, not me. So those are things men never think about, right? What does Jarvis say? Jarvis says single moms want to be outside. They turn up. Yeah, they turn up. So if they have you to pay for the babysitter, it's a win-win. You're paying for the babysitter and you're taking them to turn up. Yeah, it's a win for them. That's why single moms really hate when men try to talk down on men who are willing to be stepfathers. They don't like it because you're killing the market for them, which makes sense, right? It's like you're killing the market. You're killing. This is my how do you call it? These are my options. You're killing their options. You're trying to change men's minds from becoming stepdads, and that means you're killing their opportunities to have men who are willing to take care of their kids, especially if the baby daddy is not doing a good job. Because when like I said, when you become a stepdad, you're literally giving the woman two options. You just gave her two wins. Now she has two men who are willing to take care of her kids. She has two dicks that she can jump on any dick anytime she wants. She has two men to tell her issues, right? She can sometimes single moms can just literally call us the father, hey, Johnny is sick, and then when he comes, she can start telling him her problems. And then he will listen because he's a father. Oh, I'm going through this. Oh my God. Oh, she will use the kid as bait for the baby daddy to listen to her issues. So she now the baby daddy to listen to her emotional issues, and then she has you, the stepdad, to do the same thing. And then when she wants to go somewhere, let's say you guys are really close, she can ask you to watch Johnny, especially once you build a bond with Johnny. Now she trusts you enough to become to play. Let's say she wants to go on a girls trip. She can ask you to watch Johnny for a week when she goes on a girls trip because she trusts you with Johnny. Now she can ask you to pick up Johnny from school because she trusts you now. If not, she can ask the baby daddy. That's why I say there's two options, two wins for her, literally. So that's why single moms hate men who discourage men from becoming stepdads because it's a win for them, which I totally understand. And I agree. You're killing their market. You're killing their options. You know. Mark says a stepdad crash dummy will never be a single mom's first choice. So I don't care how good looking a single mom is. Don't do it, fellas. Yeah. But yo, man, some single moms, yo, especially the ones you meet and they don't look like they got kids. Ooh, we. By the time you, and they're smart. Like some single moms are very smart, especially the ones who are really good looking and they don't look like they got kids. Like by the time you find out they got kids, you're so deep in, like she got you like hypnotized, right? That's the word. She got you hypnotized. Like you, yes, it's tough sometimes because some women look they got no kids. When you find out she got 4 kids, but she's still gorgeous as hell, you're gonna be like, oh man, shit. So I totally understand why some guys may be willing because at that point, because let's be honest, right? All this talk about single moms and shit, right? Most men would rather be with a single mom who's nice to him rather than be with a woman who has no kids who's mean to him. I'm going to say that one more time. Most men would rather be in a relationship with a single mom who is nice to him rather than be with a woman who has no kids and is rude to him. Let's be honest. All right. So I definitely understand why some guys might be in those relationships with single moms. Because some women, some single moms do understand that their options go lower. So because they have few guys who are willing to be single moms, so what they do is they use their femininity and submissiveness and just being nice to the men that they meet. They use it as a way of pulling the men in. So they will be overly nice. So a man is going to meet a single mom and he's going to be like, oh my God, people say never date single moms, but I've never heard a woman be as nice to me as she's being nice to me. I've never had a woman cook for me. Obviously, she has kids, so now she has to learn how to cook. So he's going to be like, all the women I've been dating, the ones who have no kids, never cook for me, right? All the women I've met never do nice things for me. They've never got me a gift for my birthday. She did, right? They don't talk to me with a nice, soft, feminine voice. They don't give me this crazy, freaky sex. So some single moms will do all these nice things for men. And then for us outside looking in, we're like, why is this with a single mom? That's because we don't know that this guy has been dating women with no kids and they were so bad to him and finally found a woman. She's a single mom, but she's nice to him. And we don't understand why he's with a single mom, but some single moms are genuinely nice people. Now, you see how women claim that men with no money are usually nice, not because they're really nice, but they're nice because they're broke, right? So women claim, and it could be true, that some guys who have no money, they are overly nice. They're overly very gentleman-like to women because they have no money. So what they have to do, they have to compensate by being overly nice. Because think about it. You see how Chris Brown is not going to sit on the phone with a woman for 2 hours. I'm Chris Brown, bitch. Like I got plenty of women. I don't care about you. You call me. I don't have time to call you. But the guy who has no money, if a woman says, I need you to be on the phone with me for 2 hours, I need you to call me in the morning when I wake up, I need you to call me at lunchtime, I need you to call me before I go to bed. A guy with no money is more willing to do the things a woman says because he got no options like that, you know. But a guy with money is not gonna be like, "Beach, I got several women who want to call me. I don't have 2 hours to be on the phone with you." So it's the same thing with some single moms because they know they can't really pull all the men they got. All they have left is to be nicer than women who don't have kids because that's their superpower right now. Their superpower is to literally do all the things women who have no kids refuse to do for men. So that's why I'm saying most men, in my opinion, who are with single moms who really like single moms or he likes the relationship he has with a single mom, he would rather be with a single mom who's nice to him rather than be with a woman who has no kids but she's mean to him. Like with a single mom, he doesn't even tell her to cook for him. She's just gonna cook naturally because she has kids. With a single mom, she's just going to be naturally nice to him because sometimes she has to ask him to look after her kids. And if anyone is taking care of your kids, the least you can be is be nice to him because you are not there when you leave them with your kids. So you never know what they could do with your kids. So you just got to be nice to them. That's why even parents and teachers usually have a good relationship because the parents trust their teachers to take care of the kids when they're not around. So you got to be nice to people who take care of your kids. So single moms usually have to do all these things to act better than women who don't have kids. So when you see a guy dating a single mom, you have to think about that she's probably nice to him. And men, very few things will get us to go. Like you see a guy with a woman that you think, okay, she's overweight, she's not good looking, but what you don't know is this is the first woman he has ever met in his life who's nice to him, who doesn't argue with him. I'm talking about he has been in relationships where the women argue with him all the time. And then you see him with this woman, you're like, oh my God, why is he, dating this fat woman? And she's the nicest person ever, because us guys, we don't need too much. A woman will literally just be nice to you, and that's it. Your boys are talking about, hey, Boogie, why are you dating that woman? She's not on your level. But what you guys don't know that Boogie is treated like a king. What you guys don't know, Boogie has never been treated like a king before. So I totally see how some guys end up with single moms. All right, what is Mark saying? Mark says, Boogie, there's a beautiful, slender Latina that lives around the corner from me, but she has 2 kids under 12. Shaking my head. And she's very feminine, but I can't do it. I'm not saying you should. Because first of all, you're going to build a bond with those kids. So you have to think about that, right? Because like I said, single moms can really be nice to you. And then you start, when she's nice to you, you have no option but to be nice to the kids. And if you're nice to the kids and she tells them to be nice to you, because if she wants to keep you around, they usually talk to their kids to be nice to you, right? So now she's going to tell the kids to be nice to you, and then you're going to grow a bond with those kids. Now that you've grown a bond with those kids, now she likes you more. And now that she likes you more, she's being nicer to you. And now you like her more. And then the cycle goes. And then before we know it, Mark is proposing to marry a single mom. And then we are looking like, oh my God, I thought, is this the guy who already said he will never marry a single mom? What we don't know is it's been a cycle of niceness going around, all because Mark's tried to go for this beautiful, slender Latina. Because that's one thing, because women know this. Women with kids know that the only superpower they have left is to be nicer to men than women who don't have kids. Because women who don't have kids, they don't care. They don't want to be nice to you. They won't be nice to you. Why? Because they have several guys who want them. Because if every man is saying, I don't want a single mom, right? So guess what? That gives power to the women who don't have kids. So they don't care because they know plenty of men want them. Why would I be nice to you if I have 100 of you who want me? I'm never going to be nice to you, right? So for you, Mark, Yeah, she's beautiful, she's slender, but you have to think about those things. Are you ready to grow a bond with those kids? Number one. Number two, you have to think about the fact that if you think she's beautiful, if you think she's slender, if she's nice to you, she's feminine, guess what? The baby daddy still knows those things exist. you know, it's not very many beautiful, slender Latinas walking around. So guess what? The baby daddy is aware that the baby mama still looks good. If you can see it, the baby daddy sees it. So that means you have to think about it. Are you willing to run into each other with the baby daddy? And remember, some guys, they will risk their whole entire life in situations like that. You know, we have seen those cases so many times. Baby daddies ending people's lives because the new man is talking to the kids. The new man, he's jealous because the new man is taking his kids out to the park, and yet the new man is just trying to help out the woman. So you have to be willing to endure the baby mama drama, the baby mama baby daddy drama, because I think some guys would be okay with dealing with single moms if baby daddies were not as jealous, if some baby daddies were not willing to crash out, because some baby daddies will crash out on you, bro. Like they will literally come shoot things up, if you know what I mean. They will come shoot your shit up, like they don't care, all because they look at it like, oh my god, I fumbled such a good woman, such a beautiful woman. And then every time, the baby daddy sees you with the baby mama, he's thinking about the days, she was letting him clap the chicks from the back, and now he's thinking, oh my god, how is Mark the one clapping the chicks? He's gonna be thinking about those things so many times, and then he's gonna crash out. Before you know it, you're getting out, and then you're getting out of the house, and the baby daddy is waiting for you outside. So you have to be thinking, okay, is this something I really want to do? Right? Is this something I really want to situation I want to put myself into? Because men are very, very protective of their kids. If he's not getting jealous about you clapping cheeks of his baby mama, he's gonna be jealous about the fact that you've started to take his kids to the school. You're starting to take his kids to the park, taking the kids to go shopping. Because remember, some of these guys don't do those things. The woman liked him even when he wasn't taking care of the kids, but maybe she finally, like, you know what, now I deserve a good man, I know my worth. Now you, the new man, you're gonna come and talk about, you know what, the best way to win her heart, because that's what some stepdads do. The best way to win this woman's heart is, let me put effort into taking care of the kids, because they know if they get to the kids, because women are very protective of their kids. So what stepdads do, let me really put effort into treating these kids well so she can love me more. Now, as you're putting effort into the kids, the baby dad is watching. For some reason, even deadbeat dads who don't take care of their kids, once they know a new man is in their life and taking them out, now for some reason now he shows up. Who's touching my kids? Who's taking them where? Right? For some reason, that's when the baby daddies show up. When she was single, he didn't want to do anything with the kids. Now that you, the stepdad, you're doing something he wasn't doing with the kids, or now here he comes. Who's touching my kids? Who's taking them somewhere? You feel me? So you gotta be very, very careful when it comes to single moms, man. And you gotta watch out for the baby daddies. And then on top of watching out for baby daddies not ending your life and crashing out on you, you also have to make sure, you also have to watch out for the fact that um, the baby mama may still be in love with a baby daddy. Because honestly, this is my opinion, but I honestly 100% believe if a woman was willing to carry a baby for a man for 9 months and go through that pain, go through gaining weight, her body changing, the hormones, all the changes women go through, if she was willing to carry a man's seed and bring it to life, she can easily go back to that man, because she saw he was worthy. She could have removed the baby, she could have deleted the baby, but she decided that, you know what, I'm going to carry this baby for this man. If she saw him as that important, she can always go back to him. even when you're in the picture. So you have to be thinking anytime she can go back to this man. You have to be okay with that. Some guys are not. So those are the type of things men don't think about when it comes to single moms. Now, obviously, single moms don't want you to know all about this. They don't want you to sit down and do the calculations, because if you try to tell all these things to a woman, like Mark, if you try to say all the things I've just told you to your Latina, neighbor, the one you think is looking good, and let's say you guys get into a relationship, but you refuse to marry her, and she's saying, "Why don't you want to marry me?" And you're like, I'm worried about your baby daddy, all those things. That's just gonna cause a fight. But single moms don't want men to sit down and do. But as men, you have to sit down and do the calculations and do the risk analysis. Is it worth it? Okay, she looks good, right? The punani is wet as fuck, but is this worth it? As a man, you have to think about those things. You know. All right, let's see. Oh man, shout out to Jervis, man. Jervis, salute. $5 super chat. Thank you, Jervis, man. I really appreciate you. Jervis, you know what? I'm gonna make you my first. If you want, you can comment down below, but I would love to make you my first chat. What's that thing called? When you have the powers in the chat to block or time people out and things like that, like giving you the wrench. I'll have to work on that. Oh, guess who's in the chat? I just saw Fadi. Yeah, Fadi. The reason I can't bring this camera is because of my internet. My internet is so bad. I live in an apartment and everyone uses my internet. Even right now, if I try to play a video right now, it will just go out. And that's the reason why when I come to your channel, I literally have to use I use my phone, because the moment I try to do anything apart from just streaming on the camera, the internet just goes bad. I literally have to buy my own internet to start, maybe doing live reactions and things like that. Like my internet is so bad. This is the camera I use for my reactions, but the moment I try to do anything else, right now I'm using Chrome on, you know, incognito, but it's like I need to work on my internet, because the moment even if I pulled up a video right now to play a video, it's just bad, man. It's just annoying. But shout out to you, Fadi, man. He's like, damn Boogie, why can't you bring this camera to our show? I get the camera, it's just the internet. The internet is just bad. I literally had to right now, if you can see me nice and there's nothing going on, that's because I closed any open pages on my laptop right now. It's only the stream open, nothing else is open. All right. Jeff is saying, okay, I respect, but sometimes I be missing lives. No, that's fine. You don't have to you don't gotta watch every live. It's no big deal. But whenever you're in, you can just time the haters out, because I know I'm still a small channel, but once I become big, a little bit bigger, I'll definitely get some haters coming in the chat. Shout out to Fadi, man, member. Yeah, thanks, Chatty. Yeah, Fadi, I'm gonna get my own hotspot. I'm working on that. I'm trying to see which plan and which provider, to make sure once I get that, I should be reacting to a video now, but every time I try it, it just goes zip. Even I got I use the real cable. Like, I don't even just use Wi-Fi. I use Ethernet, but even then, yeah, Fadi is like, in 4K crisp and all. Yeah, I know. I look right, handsome African. I know, but I'm gonna be working on that. Man, shout out to Fadi for becoming a member of the channel, man. Big shout out to Fadi. You guys, if you don't know, Fadi, you guys have seen me. Actually, you guys have watched the videos from Fadi that I be putting on my channel, and I actually tag him. So you guys should be subscribed to for Fadi. Uh, I am, Fadi. I am. I'm new to the game, Fadi. Go easy on me. I am. I'm new to the game, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. Trust and believe. I'm gonna work on it. Once I get that going, I'll be in the game. Yeah, but I was saying, guys, Fadi's channel. I think I can pull it up right here, so I can put it in the comment section, so guys can go. Let me see here, Fadi. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna put Fadi's channel in the comment section so you guys can go, because you're missing out if you haven't subscribed to his channel. Now I'm gonna get my own. All right, guys, this is Fadi's channel. You need to go subscribe because he's always having fire debates over there. Especially every Sunday. I like the Sunday shows. Yeah, but shout out to you, Fadi. Shout out to you, Jarvis. Right. So another reason I was gonna give when it comes to these women hating on black men who date uh men dating white women. This is the one I wanted to do. They think being nice to a man is being a slave. Have some of you guys experienced that? And they've been talking about this all the time. They say even making a man a sandwich, they believe that's being a slave to a man. Can you imagine? In other words, when you are taking them to the expensive dinner dates, when you're supposed to be calling them every night before they go to bed, when you buy them gifts, when you take them to Cancun, you're not being a slave. But when it comes to her making a sandwich, she's not your mama. They like to say, I'm not your mama. I'm never going to cook for a man who doesn't put a ring on my finger. But it's like, so you're waiting for me to make you my wife so you can do something nice for me. But before I make you my wife, I should continue spending money on you? Like, how is that? How does that make sense? You feel me? So then when you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go to that white woman who doesn't have an issue being nice to me, who doesn't need me to put a ring on her finger to be nice to me, and then they have an issue with it. But it's like, you said you can't be nice to me because you're independent right now, and it's slavery to be nice to a black man. You know what's crazy? I can guarantee you, for every black woman who says she will never be nice to a black man, he doesn't deserve it, she'll never be nice to a black man unless he marries her and things like that. If she gets a white man, she will do every single thing she said she would never do for a black man. And even if the white man hasn't married her yet, she will do everything she refused to do for her ex-boyfriends who are black, she will do for the white man. Crazy. I know. Happens all the time. But you as a black man, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Who are you? How dare you tell me to make you a sandwich? I'm not your mama. That's something they like to say. Like, I'm not your mama. It's like, bitch, my mama didn't even make me a sandwich because she was busy working. So what are you talking about? You're not my mama. If you're not my mama and you can't make me a sandwich, I guess I'm not your daddy, so I'm not gonna take you out. I'm not gonna pay for your dinner. I'm not gonna buy you anything on your birthday. I mean, I'm not your daddy either. It's just funny the double standards of how they pick and choose things they can do for a man. And I don't know if you guys have been on the TikTok streets, but TikTok, this is why yesterday I was saying, if you find that your woman is on TikTok, if you're in a relationship and your woman has TikTok, I can guarantee you your relationship is gonna end soon. Because there is no woman who's on TikTok who doesn't watch other women either bashing or giving them tips and telling them what the man should be doing. In other words, if you're the type of guy who takes your woman out every now and then she's gonna watch a TikTok video that tells her men should take you out almost every single day. And if he doesn't take you out, he should at least send you money. So there's so many TikTok feminists who make such videos, whether it's the sprinkle beach. I don't know if you guys have heard of that beach. She always tells women they should only be with men who give them money. So if your woman is on TikTok, chances are she has watched a video from a feminist who doesn't like men. Chances are she has watched a video on TikTok telling her that everything you do as a man is not good enough. Chances are she has watched a video on TikTok that um, tells her to break up with you because the grass is greener. I literally just watched a video. I think I'm going to react to it. I haven't reacted to it, where a woman is confessing that she divorced her man because he was such a good husband, but she divorced him because she needs to find herself. So if you have a woman who's on TikTok, it's a matter of time before she ball. So I would advise you to start getting ready to find the replacement, because it's just a matter of time before she believes what she watches on TikTok. Because women really believe the things they tell themselves. Like, you tell a woman something and she'll refuse to believe you, and then she will get the female friend or another woman tell her the exact same thing that you told her, and she will believe it. I know, it's crazy. I don't know how that works. Like, you tell her the same thing. Let's say you tell her, you should respect me as your man. I do everything for you. And she will refuse to listen. And then she will need to go to the friend, or she will need to hear another woman say the exact same thing. You should respect your husband. He puts in effort for you. And she will believe it because a woman said it. And then she'll come back to you. Oh, it's the way you said it. It was your tone. It's like, this doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. If you have a woman who's on TikTok, you better start finding a woman who's going to replace her, because it's a matter of time. Jervis says, Black women think all white men are rich. Facts. The average white man is a blue collar worker with some family generational benefits. That's facts too. And you know what's crazy? Is that Black women will refuse to date an average Black man who's a plumber. So blue collar worker, who's an electrician, who's a teacher, all those white collar construction guy. They would refuse to date a Black man who's all those things, but they will freely date a white man who does those same jobs. For the Black man, you are below her. You are broken, dusty. You don't make six figures. You guys think that the Black women who date white men ask them to make six figures? No, they don't. They don't ask them to make six figures, because when a Black man stops dating Black women because he wants them to be peaceful, he doesn't want them to be nagging, he doesn't want them to start arguments, to disrespect him, to be submissive, the same Black man will go to a white woman and demand the same things. So a Black man will say, I'm dating white women for peace, because he didn't find peace dating Black women. But a Black woman will demand a Black man makes six figures, will demand a Black man take her to 3 trips to Cancun every year, will demand a Black man take her to a $500 dinner first date. And then once she turns a corner and she meets a white man, everything she asks the Black man to do, she will forget all about it. What does that tell you? They don't respect Black men. It's like they raise the bar so high for you because they don't respect you. When they scream six figures, oh, electrician is broke, he's too broke for me, you're broke and dusty, they'll get all the attributes a Black man has, and they won't request the same things from a white man. Crazy, I know. So Jervis, you're right. I agree. And I don't know why they do that. I would understand if they said that, Black men do the same thing with white women or Latinas and, Asians. No, but Black men require the same things across the board. If a black man doesn't want the black woman to be loud and ratchet and talk back at him, once he goes to a white woman, he wants the same thing. If a black man is demanding black woman makes him some sandwiches and cooks for him a dinner every now and then, when he goes to the white woman, he wants the same thing. But the black woman is going to tell Boogie, if you can't take me to a rooftop dinner date, first date, you're not the man for me. And then she'll meet Brad downstairs. And then Brad will say, let's get some ice cream. And she'll be going. And this is why I was saying, I personally believe that black women don't want black men to date white women because they want you to be miserable. It's like, suffer with me. I would rather you suffer with me. I would rather you accept my attitude. I would rather you accept my delusional standards. I would rather you measure up to my delusional standards. I would rather you accept me not making you a meal. I would rather you accept my masculine energy. I would rather you accept me fighting and nagging you every single day rather than see you happy with Melissa, who respects you and is going to give you peace. It's like, I would rather see you suffer. I would rather you jerk off single for 100 years than see you happy with a Melissa. Because you're not willing to give me what I want, right? Because it's not like if you don't date white women, that she's going to give you what you want. No, she's going to stay the same way she is. Because remember, to her, she's perfect. Her mama has been telling her she's perfect. The friends have been telling her she's perfect. So she's never going to change. She's even going to tell you, you should accept me the way I am. A real man will accept me the way I am. That's what they always say, right? A real man will accept me the way I am. But once you're like, okay, I'm not going to accept you the way you are, I'm going to go over here. Oh, you hate your mama. Your mama is black. Why do you hate your skin color? It's like, no, I'm just trying to find what I want. The same way you won't accept me because I'm a plumber and you want the guy, the CEO who makes six figures. And I'm like, okay, go get that guy with the six figures. You should be okay with me finding Melissa, who's going to be nice to me and doesn't need me to pay $1,000 on a first dinner date. And she's like, no, how dare you? How dare you date Melissa? You hate black women. It's like, so do you hate black men if you get Brad, and he's going to take you to Texas to see his ranch? Do you hate me now that you have Brad? It's like, no, it's my preference. He's just crazy. So Jarvis, you're right. They think all white. No, actually, Jarvis, you're right and you're wrong. They don't think all white men are rich. They know they're not Delulu. It's just that they pretend they like to show off like the white man they got has the money. Even if, because she's gonna get the white man, and the white man is gonna bring her to the same places to hang out that she didn't want you to take her. Right? So she doesn't want you to take her to McDonald's, to Dunkin' Donuts. She doesn't want you to take her to TGI Fridays. She doesn't want you to take her to which other places they don't like to go. To Starbucks. She doesn't want you to take her to anything that's not rooftop. She doesn't want you to take her to normal places people go to, average people, let's say, right? You as a black man, she wants you to take her to the expensive places. And then she's going to get a white man. And then you're going to look and she's in the same place she told you not to take her with her white boyfriend. And then you're like, oh my God, what the? You feel me? It's just crazy how this shit happens. So yes, you are right. They think all white men are rich. But at the same time, I don't think they think all white men are rich. They just like to act like the white men are rich. Because they'll, like you said, they will get the same average white man, but they reject the average black man. So that's why I was saying they want you to be miserable. With them, they would rather see you miserable rather than let you get what you want. And that goes to the next reason I was saying that um some of them are probably simply feminists, you know. Some of them are simply feminists. That's another reason they hate black men who date white women. They're simply feminists. So obviously, if they are feminists, they hate men. If they hate men, they don't want to see you happy. And so if you say you're happy because you're dating a white woman, they don't like it. It's as simple as that. How dare you? How dare you be happy as a black man? You feel me? How dare you be happy as a black man dating a white woman? It's like they would rather, once a black man dates a white woman, Asian woman, Latina, they would rather you come back complaining. You see how black men complain, or black women don't listen, they like to fight, they're masculine, they're not submissive, and black men complain about all these things. They're they are they would rather the black man who dates white women comes back and complain. And that's why when you see a black man, usually a rich black man, who was married to a white woman and then she divorces him and then she's trying to take half his assets, you'll see in the comments they celebrate. Oh, that's what you get. That's what you get for dating a white woman. Let her take him for everything. You know, she deserves it. That's what you get. You see them in the comments, but it's like if you are in her shoes, you would also want to take half my shit. And in fact, the black women who have been married to rich black men also want to take their shit. It's not just a white Asian thing. It's all women. Once they marry a rich guy, black or white, once there's a divorce, they want to take his shit. You know? What's up, guys? What you guys think? What you guys think? Like the video. I'm at the 2 hour mark. Shout out to everyone who has been in the chat. Nice and steady. What do you guys think? What are your reasons? Have you guys dated white women? Jervis, have you dated white women? What was your experience? And then another reason, here's another reason. Yeah, this is what I just talked about. The reason they hate this is another reason that they believe there's nothing they need to change, right? So when black men are always complaining, black women don't listen, they're very argumentative, they're very masculine, they're not peaceful, they're ratchet. And black men list all these things they don't like when it comes to dating black women. Black women don't listen. That's the first thing. And if they do, they always have a response of, I don't care. Like a real man will accept me the way I am. So that's what I'm saying. They believe there's nothing they need to change. So rather than changing, they're just going to hate black men who date white women. Because the same way they're not accept a broke or even average black man, and they decide they're going to try their luck somewhere else, for you, they don't want you to try your luck anywhere else. They believe they're perfect. Now, that could be because, they were never held accountable. We know when it comes to accountability, they don't like that. They don't like to be told they need to change something. Like they will tell you as a man, you should treat women better. You should do ABCD. You should call us. You should be gentlemen. They like to claim men are not being gentlemen these days. But it's like the moment you say women are not being traditional these days, they scream we're independent. Actually, yeah, this happens all the time. Like a woman will claim men are not being gentlemen anymore. Men are not being traditional. Men are not, they claim that men are not like men of back in the day. They're not providers and protectors anymore. And then men will say, but you're not traditional women anymore. They're like, oh yeah, but we're now strong and independent. It's like, you can't have it both ways. You stop asking me to be traditional if you're going to live the way you want. And that's not fair. So now that men are not taking the deal, they don't like it. Because honestly, it was a matter of time before men get on the plane to try and go pursue their try to find women out elsewhere. It was just a matter of time. And even when we men say, you know what, I'm going to try Colombia, I'm going to try Brazil, the black women are quick to say, oh, you're just broke, that's why you're going to try to go get cheap pussy from Brazil and Colombia. And then it's like, so you are hating on me because I'm gonna go find women who don't need me to spend $1,000 to be with them. You're hating the fact that I have options elsewhere. So you would rather I stay here, be miserable with you, have to pay $1,000 to take you to eat, rather than me getting on a plane to try it elsewhere where women are still traditional. Oh no, you're just using those women. They don't even like you for you. They just want to use your money. It's like, but you want to use my money too. But you want me to spend a certain amount of money just to take you out. It's like you are using me too. It's like they get jealous the moment they see that a man has options elsewhere. That's why I was saying they would rather you cry and beg them and spend your money on them rather than you trying your options elsewhere. So they believe they don't need to change nothing. They believe they're perfect the way they are. Now that could be because of their friends, because they lie to themselves and tell themselves all sorts of things to feel good about each other. You feel me? So Jervis says, way back in high school, it was good, but I had a lot of pro-black stuff in my head that made me end the relationship. If only years later, what black women would be on. Shake my head. If I only knew, I think years later what black women would be on. I mean, I believe you can still be pro-black, you know. And for me, pro-black is not even in just words. For me, if you're gonna be pro-black, I gotta see some actions. For example, look at Dr. Umar. The only reason I'm not too, how do you want to call it? I don't really care much for what Dr. Umar has to say is because he's too much of talk. All right. He's too much of talking pro black this. When he has what? He has two baby mamas too. So you are talking all this pro black BS, but you have two baby mamas. You're not married to a black woman either. You feel me? So I rather someone who's pro black who actually puts those things in perspective. For example, would you rather have someone who's pro-black, who's married to a white woman, but he actually has real action in the community? Or would you rather Dr. Umar, who screams pro-black with two baby mamas and no real action in the community apart from talking? Now he claims he was supposed to start a school, but obviously we're still waiting for the school years later. You feel me? So for me, I don't believe just being pro-black should, okay, you're so pro-black. I have a choice for you, right? Not you, Jarvis, in particular, but for the people who are really pro-black and believe you can't be pro-black and get a non-black woman, right? For the men especially, would they rather have a black woman who doesn't respect them, doesn't give them peace and be with them, or would they rather be with a white woman who's going to give them peace and be submissive? Who would they rather choose? If I gave them those two options, they cannot choose being single. Are the pro-blacks really going to tell me that they would rather be with a black woman who's going to give them hell every single day at home rather than be with a white woman who's going to give them peace? I find that hard to believe, honestly, if they did choose the black woman. Because if they did, they wouldn't be single. Dr. Umar, I honestly believe the reason Dr. Umar Johnson is single or is not married to a black woman, number one, because him being single is a market kind of thing he does. Because if he was married, other women wouldn't be as attracted to him Because women who want him because of what he says, I believe they don't want him because of his screams pro-black. Some women say it because they see themselves with him. So if he gets a woman, then that will go away. They'll stop giving him money because he has a woman, right? And another reason I believe Dr. Umar is still not married to a black woman, because he knows what other black men deal with. He knows it's not easy to find a soft, beautiful, feminine, submissive black woman too. That is the truth. He knows that too. Otherwise, with how many speaking gigs he gets and speaking in the community, he meets so many black women, but for some reason he can't find one to marry to be an example. So that's why, for me, I believe your peace of mind should be first on the agenda before the pro-black. Now, obviously, you can tell I'm not African American, so that's why for me I don't even like to speak too much on it, because I have people on my channel calling me a tether and things like that. But for me, my first message is peace of mind, and with regards to relationships, and they're not even political like that. But that's why for me, I'm saying that any man would choose peace of mind from wherever he can get it, because all men deserve peace of mind. I believe if women believe they deserve a rich provider, protective man, I believe men deserve also a woman who's going to be peaceful and nice and kind to them. I believe even most guys don't want a woman who's has to cook every day. Like, just be nice to me. Like, can you give me some words of motivation, inspiration? Like, can I look forward to coming home to you? Can I come home without being worried that you're going to be starting some fights, nagging here and there and shit like that? Like, can you just do that? Just that for me? Sure, you don't want to cook? Fine. But can I come home and believe that we can go throughout the day without you start up some fight or complain about something? I believe that's what most men want, but have never got their entire lives. What do you guys think about that? All right. So I just want to thank Jervis again for the $5 super chat. That was really very good of you, man. Thank you. And shout out to Fadi as well for coming through and showing me some love. For other people in the comments, this is a good conversation. So those are my reasons. I just believe black men really need to choose themselves. Now, obviously, if you get a white woman, you better not run to Instagram and TikTok and showing your white woman, because you're gonna get hell. The black women are gonna come for you. You better keep your relationship, down. Am I saying there are no nice black women? No, obviously there are nice black women. Some of them are married, but if there's so many out there, because black women likes to say, oh, there's so many good black women out here. For them, what a woman considers as a good woman is different from what men consider as a good woman. You guys know that? Has he said that for real, Mark? I just know he said he would not marry one woman. That's for sure. He said he needs at least two. Maybe that's why he has two baby mamas. So Huma said that he would never marry a black woman. I don't think he has said that, Mark. I don't think Huma said that. I don't think so, man. Has he? I don't think so. I know he said he doesn't want to marry just one woman. I mean, black women had an issue with that, right? But I don't know about black. I don't think he would ever say that, because remember, Dr. Umar gets most of his money from black women. You have to know that. His donation and things like that, black women. If I was making content that is all about lying to black women, and you guys know Derek Jackson, if I was making that type of content right now in my chat, I would probably have like 100, maybe even 1,000 women watching me, donations on donations. Like if any man wants to go rich, just make content and speak things that, just gas women up, especially black women. Just even if you see them doing something wrong, blame the men, because that's what guys like that do, right? Blame the men. Don't blame, never blame women if you want to make money from women. Blame the men the whole time. For example, that's why you see that Dr. Umar is always blaming men black men who date white women, but he never speaks up against black women who date white men as much. He has tried every now and then, but every time you see him when it comes to the conversation of interracial relationships, he's always attacking black men who date white women. He never talks about black women who date white men. And to take it a step further, Dr. Umar and black women always complain about the rich black men. Like if I was dating a white woman, black women wouldn't care. I don't have money like that. But if they find out I am a millionaire, because they look at it like your millions belong to me, they belong to us. They don't belong to a white woman. That's how they look at it. That's why you see them complaining so much when it's a rich black man, a rich celebrity, especially, you know, dating non-black women. That's when they complain. They never complain when the average normal guy dates white women, because you don't have money, they don't know you, right? But when you have money and they know you have money, they look at it like a black man's money is their money. Maybe that's why they think they have set the standard for black men as 6 figures and all these things. But when it comes to a white man, they will take any white man. It doesn't matter who. They will take him. He could be a plumber, he could be a bus driver. But when it comes to a black man, no, you got to make the 6 figures and they belong to me. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. They only complain when it's the rich black man, because they believe you should be spending that money on me. They believe you should be getting married to me so I can divorce you and take that money. Because they know if you get a white woman and she divorces you, she's going to be the one to take the money. That's the only reason they complain. It's the rich man. It's the rich black man. Because they're like, how dare you spend my money? The whole their money is their money and your money is both your money. It's your money and hers. So they're looking at it like, how dare you, a rich black man, spend money on Melissa before you spend the money on me, LaQuisha? They're like, no, how dare you? Who told you? That's why they use the mama, the mama thing, the mama shaming. Your mama is black, to make you feel some type of way. Because if you respect your mama, because remember, mamas are going to look at it like, very few mamas are going to allow you to bring a white woman anyway. They're not different, so that's why they use mama to shame you, to make you feel bad. So you said it's on video. It's on video. If I didn't send it to you, Umar said that marriage is a business. Yeah, marriage is a business for sure. But I just never heard him talk about that. He would never marry a black woman. Maybe he gave a reason why. But I just heard him say he would never marry just one black woman. He said he wants 2 black women, and black women, obviously, some had an issue with it. And remember, Umar has 2 baby mamas, but even then, black women didn't go hard on him the same way they go hard on Cam Newton, the same way they go hard on Nick Cannon, right? Black women love Dr. Umar because he doesn't hold them accountable the same way he holds men accountable. This is why I was saying, as a man, if you want to make money from black women, or maybe even women in general, don't hold them accountable. Like if you see they do some shit wrong, just look the other way. Because Umar, with having 2 baby mamas and not married, and he speaks about marriage every single day, you would think he would be married by then, but they don't care. You feel me? Yeah. Anyway, man, Mark, shout out to you, bro, for being in the chat. Jervis, Fadi, man, this was a good show. I enjoyed myself and talking to you guys. I'll be back Sunday. That's for sure. Sunday stream will definitely be here. So as you go, don't forget to like the video. I'm dropping videos every day. So I know you guys are watching other videos. And like I always say, Mark, I'm definitely going to check out those clips that you sent me so I can react to them soon. Now I may react to them and you'll see the videos, not this week, but for sure in the weeks to come. Um, so thank you, bro, for that. Right. Um, so yes, thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Um, and I'll see you Sunday for the live stream on Sunday. All right. Until next time, man. Peace.